in Texas if you want. 590, Nick Kiprios, Justin Bourne, Eric Brandale, James Bar, and in for Sammy McKee, Disco Dan Franceschi.
The organizer, the all-knowing, very helpful Disco Dan. How are you, Yele?
Guys, I am doing well. Great to be back. It's been a while. Great to be back.
We have you on last because that, by all my estimations on you on Twitter, changed your life.
That's right.
Okay, sure. We'll go with that. It was a great experience. I think that was in the middle of January.
Middle of January.
Yeah.
So since then, what's life been like? Because you made your national debut.
Yeah.
Commercials.
No. I wish I had the
appearances.
Kipper, I wish I had the Mercedes one like you. That's a pretty sweet gig, I gotta say. It's a pretty sweet deal you got going on there. No, nothing's changed. I still show up for work like normal. I maybe gained 10 Twitter followers, which is fantastic.
Okay.
And I'm happy. That's great. That's all. We're good. And it's been, yeah, it was very cool, obviously, at the time. Pretty surreal. Fun to be back with you guys. And with this
Baby steps to the Mercedes.
First round.
It occurred to me that it's the first game of Masters.
Oh, written all over it.
Wow, what
I saw this more than like I saw the eclipse coming.
Bet365 had this at minus 150, I think.
He was not showing up for work.
He even set the stage.
So I do think it's somewhat genuine. I really do.
Well, or he just bailed on one group and went with a group that agreed to keep it quiet. I don't know.
Lame.
But it is. We should have come in with the tinkly music today. We should have some azaleas. We should be whisperish, be hushed tones today. Masters. Nick Kiprios with his lineup, trying to find his pin for the 13th time.
I'm good now.
Okay.
It's a little different. Listen, I told you this. I'm not used to having an itinerary so organized.
There's a lot of information.
It's a ton of information, and you know Sammy's lineup's gotten a little better, but it ain't this. It's not.
Listen, I know you don't have to tell me, okay? But we miss him, Sammy. Hope you feel better,
He'll
pal.
be back. He'll be back soon. All right, game day here. We're inching ever so closer to the Stanley Cup playoffs, but there's still 4 on the table for the Toronto Maple Leafs, including one tonight against the New Jersey Devils.
Yep, gonna have some lineup changes, sounds like. Particularly on the back end, Ilya Lyubushkin gonna draw back in. Joel Edmondson been out for 8 games, had blocked a shot, his foot was hurting him.
Yep.
He'll be back as well. McCabe out, resting some injuries, and who else would be out there?
Liljegren's still sidelined.
Liljegren's still out.
And then up front it was Dewar for Greg.
Dewar was the other change. So, they're starting to see some rest for some guys who aren't hurt, but could just use a little bit of time.
All right, we'll pick up on that with our first Sheldon Keefe's Kipper's Clipper on the load management and what it means to sit McCabe out tonight.
I mean, case by case situation. At this point, I wouldn't say we have anybody in that same sort of situation. Like I said, he's played a lot and done a lot for us this season. And quite honestly, I don't know that he's played many games at 100%. He's played through a lot of stuff this season. Nothing that's obviously held him back from playing, but he's played through a lot. So give him a particular chance to breathe. I think is good. I think the rest of our group right now is feeling good for those that are in the lineup.
McCabe's interesting. He's missed 8 games. This season he's missed 8 games. Still pretty good numbers. 8 goals, 20 assists, plus 19. Played 20 minutes. Been a big part of it.
He's a guy that I like for sure. I'm just not sure where he truly lies in terms of is he a legit top 4 defenseman?
I can't believe you still wonder if he's in the top 4 defense.
Well, on the Toronto Maple Leafs, he is.
Okay.
I just don't know on what we perceive as a Stanley Cup.
What the hell you want, Reed?
attendee.
You're a disappointment, V. To me, to Saul. We could have helped her. We, together.
It was her choice, Saul.
The Vegas.
You're putting them up.
You're helping a traitor who took a potentially lethal swipe at the NUS president's life.
Kind of struggling a little bit here, and we'll get into that.
Sheesh.
probably later.
Song just wants to fly free, man.
They took a really
Leave
bad
her
loss
alone.
against the Edmonton
No more
Oilers.
tragedies, I promise.
V, this isn't something you and I can settle anymore. Songbird's gone to war, taking on our own country. We, the FIA, we're gonna find you too.
Yeah.
You have exactly nowhere to run, V.
Could he be a top four on that blue line?
Wouldn't have fucking called if this was over and done, Reed. Just some negotiation tactic.
We're long past that, V. I'm saying we'll see each other soon. You, Song, and me. Get it? And I'll expect you to mend your ways then.
I did.
McNabb.
Jeez, thanks for the heads up.
Remember, you've taken responsibility for her. When we find you, when, it's not gonna be about whatever deal you two think you've made.
We know that.
Yeah.
But it may be their Achilles heel when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
And Matthews.
Yep.
And Samsonov's pretty good still. It may come to that blue line where we go ultimately they weren't deep enough, or they were missing like a legit 2-3.
Yeah, I think the question you're posing, which is a good one, is he what they want him to be or need him to be? Like he's definitely a second pair guy. He's definitely going to play
On this
shutdown
team.
minutes. Yeah, he's definitely going to be the guy out there against the best lines. Is he going to excel in those minutes? He has at times this year, but it's definitely a question mark. He's not one of the elite.
Okay, let's go to Sheldon Keefe on Edmondson coming back into the lineup, and also Connor Dewar.
Yeah, it's great to see him back for sure, especially for a guy that's still new to our team. To have him missing time, it's tough. So to get him back in the mix is good. He's been managing this well, and he's been back on skates for a while. But it's giving him time to be certain that things are good. It'd be nice to get him back in, get him those reps that he needs, and we need to have. I guess the other lineup changes Dewar going back in that same sort of situation, just continuing to give him the reps here as a guy that's going through.
Edmondson had a comment today. He said, it's never fun to watch hockey. If it was playoffs, I would have played right through it. It wasn't that big of an injury. I just want to make sure it's 100% before getting back. 8 games a lot to miss for help a thing get better. That
Depending
you
on who
play
you talk to, a deep bruise or a slight crack or something. Can you play with a hairline fracture?
Yeah.
Right, that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. You don't want to. You don't need to. Yeah.
70%, 65%.
I hope it's a bone bruise. That would be better than a hairline fracture.
Those things, they can heal though.
Yeah.
Right? They can, and I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
If it was, then 2-3 weeks is a big difference.
He's been skating. It was interesting to me because maybe that it's a small sample of him right? And that even maybe goes hand in hand with Jacob Cape. Who's he gonna play with? And how do you assemble your top 4 on the blue line to ensure you feel comfortable about that group going in? So yeah, I think missing a game is a big deal. And he said, even adding to your comment there, Borny, reading the quote, talked about how he's been skating for 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Like he felt good and felt ready to go. And today, very confident. Before even Keith was like, yeah, he's going to be back in. He declared himself healthy and ready to play.
Yeah.
He was ready to go and eager to get back in there.
How do you like Riley Labushkin, Edmondson,
I see
Brody?
Riley Labushkin as your pair, first pair. Anything Morgan's on has to be your first pair.
Yeah.
So that's your first pair, game 1.
Benoit McCabe, Edmondson. Tough to look at. I know you're expect him to play 2 games.
Now you're into that territory of, I'm not sure going to be enough to lock in Lilligren in game 1.
It's like, I know even if you want him in, if he hasn't been playing, it's really tough to say, Kate, go defend Bennett and Chuck and whoever else.
And that includes that we think TJ Brody is now coming back, right?
The last 2 games have been good.
Been okay for me.
Yeah. Is okay good enough?
That's right.
So is
Is okay to better good enough for you to pick him over Lilligren? And how important is it that you need a second right-handed shot in your lineup? Like right now, you're going picking up one right-handed shot in Labushkin, and he's Labushkin.
Sure is.
How's that to describe him?
He's Labushkin,
right?
You know, speaking of the blue line, I guess the one question I have there is that, well, I think everybody would naturally turn and say it's Benoit that is really the bubble guy, and that if Lilligren's in, he's the one coming out. Brody's probably done himself some favors with how he's played recently, but I kind of feel like it's actually closer than what it might appear.
Kip's been beating that drum.
Hold it! Not another step!
Hey, chill! You hired me. Said to meet here.
Supposed to come after dark. You get the card?
There's something about the way he plays that strikes me as a guy for whatever reason.
This what you wanted?
That third pairing
Really good yes.
And you say, oh, that guy?
Sorry,
Sure enough, he's productive.
but you know,
Just something
I can't trust anyone.
they're playing.
Great, give me the card. We'll go inside. Shouldn't remain in plain sight.
Feeling like Lilligren as a right-handed
Not
shot
overdoing
still
it with the caution?
gives you more flexibility on the back end. Right, that's important too.
So,
You even listening to me?
Yeah, let's go.
Matthews and 7, which I know it's.
Okay, let's see if this does the trick. As far as I know, nobody's been here in the last decade, and the systems date back to 2013.
Going for this chase, I wrote an article yesterday on.
Fingers crossed.
Should he rest or should they let him?
We're in.
C70?
Some of the security measures might still be active, so
We do have
you
a
go
bit of
first.
Keith clip on it as well. You decide if you want to go first or Sheldon.
Hope you're not tossing me into a minefield.
Go to Sheldon and then we'll pick it up. I also wrote an article today from Toronto Star.
God, a couple of authors.
Yeah, a couple of authors going at it.
Got turrets, but they're offline.
I had my thoughts
Come on in.
on Matthews and the best season by far in his career so far. So let's go to Sheldon first.
Am I concerned about it? Not necessarily. I think you guys have done a good job of it. You know, it's been good. Like, the
Card's
goals
not working.
That group has scored and
Hang on,
Austin scored.
let me see if there's another route.
Process has been good. The guys haven't changed the game. We haven't forced anything.
This way.
You know,
Let's go.
Any of that sort of stuff. I know that lots of play on you know, whether Austin should have been on the ice with the goalie out and such. He was going to be out. He's the next man up. He's not going to be out there 4-on-6. It's not a situation that he plays in, and that to me is forcing it. To me, the guys are just going up there and playing. That's the best way. If you want to add to your goal goal, just go out and play. Those are good players, and they've been dominating play. Just go out and go about it the right way. But it's pretty remarkable already with us.
We've been lucky so far, but watch out.
Continues to grow.
Can't know what these old systems will do.
You know, nobody in the league has got to this number. And that itself is pretty terrific to watch. So, you know.
Actually, turrets like these operate in sequential circuits. Hacking one triggers a feedback loop that boots up others.
Playing with a free mind. And,
So don't hack any of them. Go in.
you know, keep going about it. And, you know, within our team process, he's a big part of it, and he's going to score goals through that.
You know what I've been preaching all along is that it's just the look of the record right now.
Your
I think
face!
it looks
Scanner didn't
absolutely
recognize you! Holy shit!
It was an obvious look that there's an empty net, and I want
All clear now.
on Sheldon too.
Well,
Go.
at
No.
least we know the
At
security's still up and running.
rotation, he was the next man up, and I'm not giving him a freebie and throwing anything else off. And that's what it should be. So, to get to your question on what's right and what's wrong, there's no definitive answer. I know a week from now,
Mark's first.
if he gets hurt, they're gonna take it from every which way.
Got some old
But that
tech in
goes with
here.
everybody.
Cores or batteries.
There's no
What
hindsight.
for, though?
So,
Very nice. But can we deal with that later?
do you take it upon yourself as a coach or general manager? And do you go and have Austin playing?
So I have weighed this carefully, I think, in my mind about what's best for him and the team.
Keep it moving.
Important
Let's
to
go.
answer first. Do you think that the rest gained by not playing will make a material difference in his performance in that first year? Like, will
Take him out!
percent is reasonable? Like, you know, somewhat better, right? It's tough to say, but I don't really have an answer to that. That's generous. I think I'm just guessing. No way. There's no way to know. And so all the science doctors and whatever the people who make these calls will say the rest will help him. Playoffs are a long run. The rest is good for him. Let's just assume they're right. Let's take that at face value. He has 67 goals or 68 goals with 2 games. This will help him in playoffs. I think you have to prioritize a team that will come to be defined by putting personal above team based on contracts and now something like this if they don't win. And so even if they don't win the cup this year, it reflects better on the player to sit out and rest over chasing this player.
Doing great. Keep it up.
I actually think it probably makes more sense to rest him. Everyone I talk to disagrees and says, chase the record in 70's awesome. But what are we doing here?
We're almost
What
there.
is the priority? And to me, unless he has 69 goals,
In or out? Not. You don't make that same decision whether he's got 67 or 68.
No.
69 changes that.
It does.
Now you're not prioritizing based on what you just told me.
well, now I think if you go into 67, even if you're not even likely to
Can't have bad luck all the time.
68.
Have you watched this guy lately? He can score 3 in a period.
That doesn't mean you're going to.
But he could.
But if he has 69 and he's gonna
We
get
made
the
it.
record almost certain,
The mainframe.
then I think it's
The
just
host.
a little bit about whether you cheat or not. You hate to play him. God, kid, he's at 68 goals. You play him, and he gets hurt, or even tweaks something.
Yeah, like I told you. Then
He's
it's
getting buried. The Leafs are getting
yeah,
buried.
the Leafs will get buried. For sure.
And I'm burying you. I'm not
Unbelievable.
saying that you should have sat
There's
out.
even files from the Third Corporate War here.
Yeah. Militech was tap dancing on its tits trying to keep soccer from pushing him off the stage.
I get that. I'm
Shit.
with you though, Gordy. I do
The oldest
agree.
ones are encrypted.
I think you have to prioritize team
But
over
wait.
individual.
There's some newer
I
footage.
firmly believe that.
Dated
Because
2068.
at the end of the day, as you
Must
put
be
it,
when they came
they're going
back.
to be judged
Come
based
here,
on what happens
take a
2
look.
weeks from now and beyond potentially, not what happens come next. What is it? Wednesday? They finish the regular season, and whatever that goal total is.
He hit 70
Okay, it's
in the
recorded.
first round.
Senior Research Specialist Evan McCrae, this is day 3 of our expedition. We've moved some equipment to the bunker. The old rail system remains largely functional. They might have used it to transport heat exchangers from the lab once upon a time. There is a mountain of old research here. I'll see if we can find a use for any of it.
Regardless, it'll be a passing conversation.
The bastards were trying to reopen the project.
I've always been in that camp the whole way through.
What did you?
Well, Caesar managed to breach one of the data forts. He found fragments of some outdated code. Command controls for a weapon, perhaps? All we need now is an AI to merge its findings.
One more for 100.
Lisa will probe the black wall for any potential gateways.
Ross title?
Yeah.
Oh, right, day 39. Thanks, Lisa.
I mean, I think some people would say that 70
Hear
is
that?
different
They wanted to breach the black wall.
than whatever Connor's chasing, and a Hart Trophy, which he already
Day 50,
has. You know, Matthews has
5-0.
never hit 70.
We received orders from HQ to shut down and return home.
So,
They say we're not safe here anymore. Caesar's packed us. We await Lisa's
He
return.
can take it out of our hands tonight.
Poor thing's been in the bunker for 2 days.
Against the Devils.
Jacked in.
16 times
Oh,
in 17
Or is it 3?
He has 16 goals
She-
in 17 games against the Devils.
She just won't come out. She's trying to download the data from the fortresses, but we can't hope to take it with us if she does.
If he has no goals tonight,
That's it.
doesn't score again.
I'm gonna get her,
Detroit
Caesar.
on whatever that is, Saturday, then you definitely rest.
Shit.
Right? 66
This is bigger than I thought. Militech using some rogue AI to augment their old weaponry? This is huge.
Yeah. Militech and some secret weapon. Street's been saying it for ages. Usually between worlds ending on Tuesday and Bart Moss is hibernating in a
I don't
fridge.
think it matters, but he's probably sitting there being
Like other peeps haven't tried to contact Blackwall AIs. Failing to see the big break there.
Look, Voodoo Boys poking at the Blackwall is one thing, but one of the world's most powerful megacorps weaponizing a wild AI? Infinitely worse. When people learn Netwatch is busy hunting ordinary Joes while giving the megacorps free reign, imagine the outcry.
For me, still,
Look, if it mattered, would have been old news years ago.
giving
Kidding me?
Cars night off here.
You hear
This
about
is-
Soul
I mean,
Killer?
this is,
Now imagine a similar project, only Militech's pushing the buttons. These things change the world, and not for the better. At least not for people like us.
Much more concerned on
So we got it. Grab what you need. Let's Delta.
Dante!
What the?
Howdy, Bree.
offense and still providing that responsibility defensively.
Wait, who the hell is this guy?
Dante Caruso, Militech special agent. Second class, mind you.
Give it a rest, Bree.
How's it you're here?
Knew Bree was hiding in the area. Knew you had something to do with it. Just had to watch and wait. Thanks, kid. Hope you're not about to start defending her. Must have filled your head with all sorts of horse shit.
Said people like you were after her. We're gonna kill her. Hired me to keep that from happening.
Oh, Pilgrim. She told you she was a media, right? Yeah. Only journalism she's ever done was to write articles where you can muck at our competition. Ah. Can see those gears churning now. Yeah. Bree worked for Militech.
That true?
Yes. Took the gigs because that meant I got access to their archives. You gotta believe me. He knows I'm close. He wants to stop me.
Another failure to communicate. You don't know my mind, but I sure as hell know yours, Bree. A flag in the wind's what you are. Whose pocket are you in right now? Arasaka? Netwatch? That quant you were pulling intel from. Caesar Maharez. You know they zeroed him, right?
What are you talking about?
Bree's just in it for the cred. Thing is, because of her, they'll wipe anyone who touched the project, including you. You want that?
He's just trying to scare us, V. You know that.
Sorry, Bree.
Stop him, V!
Lab ain't big enough for the both of us.
Come on, just zero him!
Think. You really want to stick your neck out for her?
Bree, cover now!
Gave me no choice.
Come on out.
I've talked about this with Bert, but I think it's those types of competitors and that mindset.
Thanks, V. I mean it.
What was exciting about adding those guys in the off season, and as this season is winding down and you're getting more prepared for playoffs, you're that much more exciting because I think those are the types of guys that will shine when things get most difficult.
Foregone conclusion, Max Domi's beside Austin Matthews for game one.
I don't think foregone conclusion, but certainly trending in that direction. Right now, Bertuzzi has 13 points over his last 13 games, including 9 goals, all at even strength.
You and Dante
13 points over
know
his
each
last
other well.
15 games,
Nah.
13 over that time.
He was just another Militech wet worker.
cowboy who reined in anyone one off the corpo leash.
Yeah,
Betting he had loads of people like me on his conscience. But hey, I survived. And I'm gonna milk this chance for all it's worth.
Bring in Marner on that line, which ultimately I think at some point.
Can't wait to read the article.
You'll be the first to know when it's ready. And then I'll take a long vacation. Far, far away from anyone wanting to find me.
I'm okay with
Killer
that.
corporates especially.
Be with Holmberg,
Really helped me out, V.
Robertson tonight.
You go ahead. I'll grab the rest of the files myself.
Milestones here. What does he have to go to 100 still? He was on pace for 128, 130 a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. This guy was on pace for 125.
I think he has 2 points in his last 6 games.
He's one to watch tonight, Chase.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. He's 4 points. He's averaging 1.2 points per game, or a little bit more. So you would think he'd get it, but boy, he's been kind of stuck lately. We'll see.
Power.
Yeah, 3 points in his last 9 games. 3 in his last 9. 1 goal during that span.
No drop off. Maybe he does need night off. Yeah.
But does he really?
Yeah. No.
I'm with you, Kev. When I watch him, sometimes I shake my head.
Yeah.
Just because of we all know. We all know, but you need him. You desperately need him.
These fans have come around to Willie. People ain't get mad at him anymore. He just is Willie now.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. I think there's still enough time for these lines to kind of feel each other out, gain more chemistry. But overall, I got a much better feel for this lineup going into the playoffs than I have in previous ones.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think I get a better vibe from 1 to 4 than I ever have in the last little while, and that includes, those significant trades last year. Ryan O'Reilly. I didn't have Ryan O'Reilly trade this year, but it feels like it was almost forced last year. Ryan O'Reilly's a great player, won the constantly, let it stand the cup team, fit him in there, and let's make some magic.
Totally.
And it didn't happen. It didn't happen, and I get a feel like guys know where the roles are this time around.
Yeah.
Better? Does that make sense?
Totally. And you know what? This is the first year of the last 3 or so where the Leafs haven't looked to new players to say maybe that was like the growth from this forward group has come internally. McMahon went from a waiver guy to a contract guy. Benoit, same thing. Regular in the lineup now.
Yeah.
The growth is internal. There seems to be a hierarchy, which is something you've preached to me over the last couple of years.
Yes.
Where do guys fit in?